Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs. I'm Angel B. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. In today's video, you guys, it's going to be a design only video. I am going to be showing you how to make, I guess this is called a bootleg shirt. I did a design before. I'm going to do this one. It's a little bit more complex. We have a little bit more elements added into it. We have some gradient text, some outlining. I did everything in Canva, you guys. I didn't use any other apps, any other website. I did everything in Canva Pro, okay? If you have the free version, there will be some limitations into what you can do if you are following along. However, if you do have the Canva Pro version, you should be able to do everything that I'm doing in this video today. Like I said, everything was done in Canva Pro. I did not add any extra websites or anything like that. Okay. The only thing I brought in was the images that I'm going to be using that I got from Google. If you are getting images from Google, please be careful when you are selling. I just don't want anybody to get into any trouble or anything like that. I will not be selling any t-shirts with this design or anything like that. This is simply just a tutorial on how to make this kind of design. So these football players that I'm using do play for the Detroit Lions currently. And, you know, like I said, I just got these images from Google. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of jump right into it. I'm going to be just kind of adding a page here on the same canvas I already have so that I can go back to this design for reference, okay? Just to make sure I'm kind of adding in all the elements that I wanted to show you guys, because when I'm designing, sometimes I never design the same image twice unless I'm looking at the first one, and then I can do it twice. But you know, if I wasn't looking at it for reference, you guys, I have a hard time designing the same image twice in a row. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I am. So I'm going to use this image for reference because, like I said, there's a lot of layering, a lot of things that I wanted to show you guys. For example, one of the new things that's different is how I was able to do this text gradient effect and add an outline. I haven't showed you guys that before. So I want to show you guys that today so that you can get both an outline and the text gradient. If you guys can hear my son in the background, I am at the office, but he had a little upset stomach today. So he is home from school, but I wanted to get this video recorded. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. You guys go to custom size. If you're on your homepage, go to custom size. I am gonna be creating in a 3000 pixel by 3000 pixel platform. That's what I'm gonna be using for today. If you want to do inches, I would do at least 11 by 14. You always, when you're designing your images, you want to start with a bigger image so that it doesn't lose its resolution if you have to scale it up. So bare minimum, I would say 11 by 15. You could even design in 13 by 19. Again, that's just going to ensure that if you have to scale it bigger, you don't lose the resolution if you start bigger, right? It's easy to go smaller. It's harder to go bigger. So if you're designing in inches, bare minimum 11 by 15. I'm going to be designing in 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a page. I do want my canvas here to be black, and the way that you change it is you make sure you select your background, go up to the color swatch here, and you can make it, you know, whatever color you want. I want my background to be black because my intention would be for this shirt to either be on a black shirt, a gray shirt, or a blue shirt. So when you're designing your images, you want to try to keep in mind what you plan, like what canvas you plan on putting it on, whether it's a bag, a hat, a shirt, whatever it is. You kind of want to keep in mind, like, I plan on putting this on these 3 colors. Like, don't just choose one color black. Try to do like maybe black, white, gray, or black, white, red, whatever it is. Like if you're designing for a football team, try to make sure that your design, if the football team colors is blue, orange, and gray, try to make sure that your design will look good on a blue, a orange, and a gray shirt, okay? So I want these to go on the darker color shirts, the darker color lion shirts, which would be black, gray, and blue, okay? So I'm going to design with a black colored background, okay? The first thing I want to do is I want to bring in my images to make sure they're nice and cleaned up. Okay, so I'm going to go over to uploads. I do already have them in my uploads just because, like I said, I got these from Google. So I'm going to bring in this one. We're going to go ahead and background remove. If you have the again, if you have Canva Pro, this should be either right up here. If you have the older before the glow up, it should be somewhere on your screen or over in your edit tab, the background remover. You just want to remove the background. If you have the free version, I do not believe you'll be able to do that. You'll have to bring in your images with the backgrounds already removed. So I'm going to bring in that one. I'm going to bring in this one here. We're going to remove that background. We're going to bring in this image here, and we're going to remove that background. And we're going to bring in this image here. And we're going to remove this background as well. Okay, so now I have all the images that I would like to use, and I have the backgrounds removed. So I'm just going to kind of place them, with the intention that they're not going to stay exactly like this. I may move them around a couple of times, but I just wanted to kind of bring these here so that, like I said, I could remove the backgrounds and I could go ahead and clean them up. If you need to adjust your images at all, say for instance, this one's a little blurry, you would just select it, go up to the edit button, and under here where it says adjust, you can auto adjust the whole image. If you wanted to just auto adjust the foreground, which would be the person. So for example, this guy here, he had a background, which was a stadium. If I didn't want to remove the whole background, but I just wanted to sharpen up him, but leave the background, then you could auto adjust the foreground, which would be the football player. The background would be the stadium. You can also do it for the background. If you want to auto adjust the background, but leave the football player alone, you would just choose background and you can auto adjust the background. So it gives you the option to choose which part of the image you would like to adjust. Okay. Okay, so like I said, I have all of my players here. They all look good. I'm kind of happy with them. If I need to auto adjust them once I start to add in the background, you can always select them and go back and do it and just work on that as you're working, okay? So the next thing I want to do here is I want to add in my background, which I have a lot going on in my background this time. I'm going to start with the bottom layer, which was kind of like these little, you can't really see it, but they're like little smoke. It's smoke. So I went to elements and originally I typed in blue smoke because I wanted it to be blue. But then as I was working, I realized I didn't necessarily want it to be blue. I wanted it to be gray. I'm going to show, but I really like this smoke effect. This is the one that I chose here. And I really like this smoke effect, but I didn't want it to be blue. So let me show you how I change the color, okay? With this element selected, and you can do this with pretty much any element. As you can see, when I selected the image here, there's no color swatch that pops up here. So the way that I was able to change the color was using the duotone. So with this image selected, I'm gonna go up to edit. Over here under effects where it says duotone, I'm going to select duotone. We're gonna go to custom. And now you have the highlights and you have the shadows. And this is where you would change the color. As you can see, I had already had my custom settings set to the gray. The highlights are white and the shadows is black. And that is how I got it to be this gray color, this smoky gray color. Okay. And then what I did was I kind of placed 4 of them in all the separate corners. So I'm going to duplicate this. It's going to be in the other corner, and I'm going to have to flip it horizontally. And I do want to position this to the back. Same with this one, position it to the back. And then I'm going to duplicate that one again. And I have to flip this vertically now so that it's at the bottom. And then the same thing, we have to position it to the back. And then we're going to duplicate it one more time. And then we are going to flip this horizontally and position it to the back. Okay, so now we just kind of have that smoke effect, and it looks like it's kind of going from the middle and going dispersing outwards in every direction. Okay. So the next thing I grabbed was this lightning bolt here. It was right next to the smoke, and I was like, oh, I like that too. So I just actually kind of clicked on it. This one is a free element. The smoke is a pro element. This lightning bolt is called Colorful Spark Lightning. It is a free element if you're in the free version. The smoke is called Blue Acrylic in Water. So if you're ever looking for a certain element or an element that I used, I try to tell you the name of it. If you type it into the search bar, you should be able to find it. Blue Acrylic in Water is the name of the smoke, and then the name of the lightning bolt is Colorful Spark Lightning. Okay. And then I just added this. We're going to position this. I'm not going to go too back because it's going to go behind the smoke, and I don't want it to go behind it. I want it to go on top. So I'm just going to press backward a couple of times. And as you can see, it's going behind the players. And I'm just going to keep pressing it until it's in between the players and the smoke. And then I'm going to kind of position this so it's overlapping the smoke quite a bit so you can still see it. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to add another one to the other corner in the same position, and the same thing. We're going to push backward until it's behind all of the players, but on top of the smoke. Okay. Okay, so now we have the lightning bolt, and now we have the smoke. So the next thing that I did was I started to clean up this is where I kind of started to clean up the players, and then we're going to add the text on top of it. So to clean up the players, basically what I did was I just kind of positioned them. This one I want to be in the middle. As you can see, you can kind of see his arm cut off right here. I don't want that. So to get rid of it, I'm going to select that player, and we're going to take this kind of toggle thing here, and we're going to bring it over until his arm has kind of disappeared behind the player, this player here. So now you can't see it anymore. It's not just a hard line, a hard cutoff. Same thing with this arm. His arm is a little too long. It's going off the picture. I don't want that. So again, I'm going to select the player. We're going to take this kind of toggle thing here, and we're just going to drag it until his arm is kind of more so behind the player. And I think I may need to make him just a hair smaller. Okay, so that looks better. His arms are kind of behind the players now. There's no harsh lines or anything like that, which is what I wanted. Okay, and now the same thing with this one. I'm just going to take him. I want him to kind of be going outwards so it's not so centered and aligned. So I'm going to take this kind of the circle with the two arrows that let you know you can turn the picture. So I'm just going to turn him kind of outwards like that, and just kind of reposition him until I like how it looks. Same with this guy here. I'm going to turn him in the opposite direction. And then this middle one here, we're going to make him bigger. Okay, we still have some things to add and layer on top and things like that. So we're not 100% done, but what I'm gonna do now, for those who are like, oh, geez, on my channel, you know, when it comes to Canva and making these types of designs, I love a good outline. Okay, so I'm going to put an outline on all of them and you'll see the difference. Look at this picture here. And then look at this one here where they all have a black outline. It really just highlights each player, and it doesn't make it look so muddled to me. Okay. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to select each player. We're going to go up to edit. Under effects where it says shadows, we're going to select that. And then we're going to add a outline. Not too big. I'm going to make it like 15 on each of them. Again, I just want it to be big enough to where it creates a separation, but it's not so harsh. And the same thing, I'm just going to continue on adding these outlines to all of them. You guys, sorry about my voice. I have a cold. Okay. Now I've added, it was an outline on 15, a black outline on 15. I added it to each individual player. Okay. Each individual image. So now this is what we have so far. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the text, the Detroit Lions, okay? So I'm going to go over here to apps, and you want to search for type gradients. It is an app within Canva. Again, you may very well need to have Canva Pro to use it. I'm not 100% sure, okay? This is it right here, type gradient. It's a G with kind of like a line through it. All right, and this is what it looks like. So this is the text box where you're going to write whatever it is that you want to write. I am going to type in the word in all caps, Detroit, and we are going to do this separately. So there's going to be a little bit of copying and pasting. So if you want to, I'm going to open up my notepad real quick because I'm going to have to copy and paste my my hex codes just to make sure everything is the same color. Okay. So I got my notepad here. When I need to copy and paste something, I'm just going to bring this back up, okay? So I have the word Detroit. Now I'm going to go down to font, and the font that I'm going to be using is called College Slab. And it's already, I didn't buy this or purchase this or anything. It's already in Canva. It's called College Slab, and I'm just going to select that as my fonts, okay? Now what I'm going to do, these are your gradient colors right here on this line. I'm going to start in the middle, this middle circle. I'm only going to use the 3 points that are already there. Now you can add a point here, add a point here, add a point here. You can make this as gradient as you want. You can add more points if you want. And you can also delete the points by selecting the point, and then you see this delete button. You can get rid of it. So select the point, delete it. Select the point, delete it. So all these points are where you would make your gradients. Okay, so if you added a point here and you wanted to add pink into it, right? You can do that, as you can see up here in the word Detroit. If you wanted to add red, right? You can really customize these points to make your text have the gradient effect that you really want it to. You just have to do a lot of, kind of playing and maneuvering with it. But I'm going to go ahead, and then if you don't like something, again, select the point and delete. Okay, so I'm going to start with this middle point here, and I'm going to make it white, completely white. And then I'm going to go over these 2 edge points are going to both be the same color, which is this blue. So I'm going to select the point that's already there. We're going to go to the blue, drag this to blue. Now, if you want to Google the hex code for your team, so you can, like, let's say you are for the, I don't know, Tigers. I don't know football teams, you guys. I'm sorry. The Panthers or something. And you need the teal color that the Panthers use. I think they use teal. You can Google the hex code for the teal color that the Panthers use and just copy and paste it into here. You can do that as well. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of guess for right now. So this is the blue that I'm going to use for the top part. I need that same blue to be on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this code where it says the pound and then these numbers. This is called a hex code. It's for colors. We're going to select all of this. We're going to copy it. I'm going to paste it to my notepad so that I have it. And then we're going to go over to this other point here that's purple. We're going to select that point. We're going to delete the hex code that's already there, and we're going to paste it. Okay, so now we have the same color at the top and the bottom. Now, I'm going to leave it like this. Because I don't want to get too deep into playing with the gradients. However, you can keep on going with this if you want to. Like if you wanted to make the white bigger, you would just add the points here, really play around with it. If you wanted to add like a gray here, you could. just make sure when you're doing gradients, you want to make sure that whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side so that it looks even. Okay. But you can really get creative with this gradient part. I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. And then I'm going to add this to my design. Now, just from here, we cannot add an outline. When you're using the apps like the type gradient, the photo font, you cannot add multiple elements to something you took from an app. Okay. There's a trick to doing it. I'm going to add a page. I did show you this before in, I think in one of my videos. I think the split design, I showed you this. I might have. But I'm going to add it to a blank page here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to share. I'm going to go to download with a transparent background. I am going to download just page 3. So this is page 3 here with the word Detroit. I'm only going to download this one page. We're going to download this one page with a transparent background. And then I'm going to bring my download back into Canva. And we're going to add that to our canvas. And I'm going to crop out all this dead space. Let me bring it down here so you can see it. So this is the one that we just downloaded. This is the one that we made in the Type Gradient app, our original. You want to hold on to this just in case you need to change something. So don't delete it just yet. This is the one that we just downloaded and then brought back into Canva. I'm going to go up here to this crop button. We're just going to crop out all this extra dead space because we don't need it. And it just makes it easier to work with. Okay. Now, with this selected, because we brought it back in, now we can go ahead and add an outline. So we can go up to edit, we can go to shadows, and we can add our outline to this image now. Okay. Now I'm going to take this back up here. The only thing that I haven't figured out, now I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm saying I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't figured out how to curve this. You know what? Let me go up to edit. Let me see if I can figure it out right now. I really don't think you can do it though, because it's an image. This would be considered an image versus like a text. Like if it was text, I would be able to curve it, but it's not text, so it probably won't let me do it. Yeah, I haven't figured out how to do it yet because now it's considered an image. So, if anybody knows how to curve an image, quote unquote, let me know. But that's the only thing I haven't figured out how to do because I would have liked it if I could curve it because I feel like it would have looked better, but that's fine. This is what we have now. So I want the players' heads to be on top of the word Detroit. So I'm going to select the word Detroit. We're going to go up to position and we're going to go backward, backward, and backward. And that puts their heads right here, these images on top of the word Detroit. Okay. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing for the word lions. That's going to go here. So we're going to go to apps. We're going to go to type gradient. We're going to type in the word lions. We're going to use the same font, which is college slab. I'm going to use the same 3 points. The middle is going to be white. This outline part, if I go over to my notepad, I still have my color code. We're going to copy this and we're going to paste it here. We're going to go over to this other point, same thing. We're going to paste. We're going to paste that hex code and we're going to add to design. And that's what we have here. So same thing here. I'm going to actually add a page because I want the word lions to be on a page by itself. I have to download this page now so that I can add my outline to it. So we're going to go up to share, download. We are going to download just page 3 that has the word lions with a transparent background. We're going to bring that back into Canva. And then we're going to crop out all this dead space. We're going to, with the word lion selected that we just brought in, we're going to go to edit, shadows, and outline. I'm going to turn it white so we can see it. And I'm going to make the size 15 like I did for all the other outlines. And we're going to add that to our other image here. Where is my outline? Let me do that again. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now we have our text here. Now, so here with the word lions, you can kind of see through the harsh line of this player. To get rid of that, I went over to the Elements tab and I found I found a gradient. This is the one that I used here. It was a gradient. This one is called Rectangle Glow Shadow, and it's a Canva Pro element. And I'm going to take this gradient and I'm going to turn it gray using the duotone. So we're going to go to edit. We're going to go to duotone and we're just going to scroll down. They actually have a mono one. I'm going to use this one. It kind of just turns it gray. And then I put it behind the word lions where, you know, that image is kind of cut off right there. So I'm going to go up to position and we're going to go backward. So it goes behind the word lions.
Mommy.
We're going to duplicate that. Yes, baby. We're going to duplicate that and again, position it backward behind the word lions. And that goes ahead and it gets rid of that harsh line that was because of that picture. Okay. So this is where we are now. The rest of it is kind of just personal preference on how you want to design, but I did add some paint splats here. I added 313, which is the Detroit area code. Let me show you how I did that. We're going to go to text. I just went to simple text and I typed in, let me see, because you guys can't see that. I typed in 3, pressed enter, 1, press enter, 3 to make it stacked up like that. And then the font that I used was Bukhari Script. So I'm going to select this one and we're going to go to the same one. I'm going to type it in. It was B-U-K. There it is. Bukhari Script. And then I added an outline. So we're going to go up to Effects. We're going to go to Outline. And I think I did white. Now I did shorten the distance between the letters, and to do that, you want to make sure you have it selected. You're going to go up here to spacing, and you're going to go to line spacing. And then I just made it bigger. And then I'm going to duplicate this to put another one on the other side. Okay. And then what I did was I added the white paint splat. So if I go to elements, this is the paint splat I used. It's called, oh, it actually says untitled. But when I searched for it, I just typed in like white paint splat. And this is, you know, there was a bunch of different options that came up and I just picked one. It does come in the color black, but because we have a color swatch up here, you just select that and turn it white. Okay. And then to add the paint splats, I'm actually going to move this down. Hold on one second, baby. I'm going to highlight everything and make it just a little bit smaller so I can add my paint splash to it and be able to see where it's going. So I'm gonna put it here. And then I think I rotated it like this. And this part is just kind of playing around with it. And I'm gonna position this to the back because I just want the paint splats to kind of be coming from the back of it. Okay. And then I just duplicated this like pretty much all the way around the image and just kind of placed it how I wanted to. And you want to make sure you're positioning each paint splat to the back. Okay. And then duplicate and send it to the back, duplicate, send it to the back, duplicate, send it to the back. And you're just doing this all the way around until you complete the full circle. Again, just kind of adjusting it to how you see fit.
Where's that trash can? Mommy, where's the trash can?
Right here, baby. Okay. Y'all, my son is about to start cutting up, but this is pretty much, we are pretty much done here. Okay. Again, everything is personal preference. I showed you guys how you can kind of alter your colors, change your colors based on your team. The only thing I brought in that wasn't actually a part of Canva Pro already was the football players, okay? The actual images of the football players. So if you're using a logo, you'll have to bring that in. If you're using another team, you'll have to bring in either their logo, their players, whatever the case may be, but I just uploaded them from Google. That's it. Everything else I did in Canva Pro, and I wanted to show you guys how you can edit everything to be your team's colors or your whatever it is you're making. You can make it whatever colors you want in Canva Pro without having to go to another website or use another app. Everything can be done in Canva Pro. The difference is that you just might have to download it, bring it back in, download it again, bring it back in, but you can edit everything in Canva Pro without having to go to another app or another website or anything like that. Okay. But that is all I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Until next time. Again, sorry for, my son, all the noise, my voice. I know I sound crazy. But until next time, bye guys.